Here are your corrections for section review 6.5 on page 160 in your textbook. Question 39, how are the formulas written for binary molecular compounds given their names? How is the reverse done? So if I'm given the name of a molecular compound, to write the formula, I am going to write the symbols of the elements in the order that they're given in the name. And the prefixes in the name are going to become subscripts in the formula. How is the reverse done? So if I'm given the formula, how do I write the name? If I'm given the formula, I'm going to write the names of the elements in the order that they're given. The second element has to end in "-ide, and the subscripts will become prefixes. Number 40. Give the name or formula of these common acids. H2SO4. Well, I would have you name that. SO4 is sulfate, like an ionic compound, so this is hydrogen sulfate, which is also known as sulfuric acid. But as long as you named it hydrogen sulfate, you'd be fine. H2CO3. CO3 is carbonate that you have memorized, so you would call this hydrogen carbonate. Okay, also known as carbonic acid. Nitric acid, I would call it hydrogen nitrate. So my symbol for hydrogen is H, charge of +1. Nitrate is NO3, charge of -1. I crisscross down. My formula is just HNO3. Phosphoric acid, I would call it hydrogen phosphate. So my symbol for hydrogen is H with a +1. Phosphate you have memorized as PO4 with a -3 charge. I crisscross down. And my formula is H3PO4. Number 41. Write the formula or name for these compounds. So again, the first question is whether these are ionic or molecular. Carbon's a nonmetal, sulfur's a nonmetal, so this is molecular. So my prefixes become, or my subscripts become prefixes, and my second element has to end in "-ide. So mono on the first one, remember, is optional, only when it's the first element. And then 2 is di, and sulfur becomes sulfide. So monocarbon disulfide or just carbon disulfide. Again, chlorine's a nonmetal, oxygen's a nonmetal, so this is a molecular compound. So again, my subscripts are going to become prefixes. My second element ends in "-ide. So 2 is di, chlorine, I-N-E ending still because it's only the second element that changes. 7 is hept. And then O is oxide, I-D-E ending. So dichlorine heptoxide. Letter C, carbon tetrabromide. Again, this is a molecular compound because I have 2 nonmetals. So my prefixes become subscripts. I write my elements in the order they're given. Carbon, and there is no prefix, which means it's mono, which means there's 1. Bromide is Br, and tetra means 4, so CBr4. Diphosphorus trioxide, phosphorus and oxygen, both nonmetals, so this is a molecular compound. So di is going to become my subscript, tri is going to become a subscript. I write them in the order they're given, so phosphorus is P, di becomes a 2, oxide is O, tri becomes a 3, P2O3. 42. What element typically appears in the formula of a common acid? Hydrogen is what acids have in common. I hope that helps.